So again, welcome everyone. Welcome to the masterclass of Lukasz Wilczynski, who is going to talk to us about inclusivity and diversity from a technical point of view. Because as we all know, um, not all tools that we use to communicate are equally accessible to all the different audiences out there. So the choice of technology that we use to communicate can actually make or break diversity and inclusivity. And on that topic, we have invited Lukasz Wilczynski, who already introduced himself earlier, to talk about this. So without further ado, Lukasz, I would like to hand it over to you. And if you put yourself off mute, then we can actually hear you. Oh, I can't hear you. Nope, can't hear you, sorry.
Yeah, I had some audio problems too. You might be having the same.
Okay, that is strange, because you can all hear me, I take it.
How about now?
Ah, yes.
Okay, because before that it was working.
Yes.
Remco, how should I run my presentation? You will give me, or I can just...
No, you can run your presentation. You can share your screen and
Okay.
run the presentation yourself.
So one second. Okay, it's okay, right?
Yep,
So, okay, let me start. Let's not keep them waiting. So as you can see, I will show you the topic regarding from my perspective as a communication person, because this is what I do, and I also forgot to mention and forgot to mention during the main panel that the communication should be always regarded in two ways. This is the two-way activity. So you should always listen, not only speak, and not only, you know, to send messages, but also receive the feedback. And this is what I will be showing also. Also what is very important is that, especially in the space sector, this is what I also mentioned. And if you are keeping doing this from the up to down, it's not right. You have to also think about from bottom up. This is the way you should also work. And this is what I will show you. So actually, I will speak about European Rover Challenge, because I think this is the great example of how to treat totally different target groups and what kind of communication tools we can use them, and how many mistakes we made on our way over there, because this project, when it was growing, it was surprising us year by year. So we had to adapt year by year to what is happening. And because this project is alive, shortly about the project, European Rover Challenge is, as it sounds, this is a robotics competition. This is not for Europeans only. This is in Europe, happening in Europe, in Poland. But of course, it's international project, as in tennis, you have Australian Open or US Open, not only open to Americans and Australians. So actually, this project from the day one, it was regarded as a first sister-alike event to American University Rover Challenge. Because it is happening, it's organized by my society over there since 2007, I think. And the second thing, we didn't want only to organize just a robotic competition. From the day one, it was in 2014, the first edition, we decided to organize also a broad, exhibition area and open it to the public, because the mission of this project is to give knowledge and pass our passion to space to actually the broadest publicity over there. Why? Because we are working strongly on the next generations, I will say, because then we have the two next generations participating in this project mostly. The first thing are the next generations of engineers and scientists that are the edge of the career of entering the space sector. And the next generation is the future astronauts. They are like 5, 6 years old sometimes. So as you can imagine, they are, of course, the second next generation target group is not coming on their own. They are coming with parents, grandparents. So this is a total wide diversity of target groups. Let me show you how you can actually manage this kind of diverse target groups. We have these participants, what kind of target group it is. They are mostly, technical university, coming from technical universities. So they have a tech education. So they know things about technology. They know things about robotics. They already read, participate in space conferences. So this is actually a well-educated group in the space technology communications. Then we have publicity on site. It's happening in Poland. So 95% of this target group are coming from Poland. So there you have people speaking mostly Polish, where younger generation knows, of course, English right now, but here you have to have in mind that there are people coming and there are Polish speaking target group. And between them, I will not show you all the slides because I have only limited time, but over there, the core target group in this publicity on site, there is a father with son, 10 to 11. We made this research. So this is actually this kind of publicity. So this is the group of people very eager to find out about space, to find out about rovers, to hear about space exploration, but sometimes they don't know anything about it. And they are very eager to know. And sometimes among these people, there are totally accidental people, just, heard about this event. Oh, I will see some Martian rovers. Let's go and see what's happening over there. And this is the people, this is the group that has the most questions about, hey, what's going on here? The next target group is publicity online, because starting 2020, we decided to go, COVID times, we decided to be more open to the online online transmissions, etc. So we just changed and make it a hybrid formula. And here, as I can see statistics, are people mostly from Europe, US, and India. So it's totally different target group. Then you have, of course, mostly English-speaking people. And here we can see like half people that are already, fancy with the space sector. They already know about it. They are just, either fans of this rover competitors, or they are coming from the scientific clubs, or generally from the space sector as well. And some of them are totally, newbies in this kind of topics. So we have to also deal how to explain them what is going on, how to run things. There are speakers like Remco himself, because Remco is also one of the people behind the story, and he's I will show him later over here. And from speakers, we have mostly people from Europe and from US. We are trying to get more, of course, and to interest more, but sometimes it's a case of travels, etc. And there are exhibitors, and once again, 95% are mostly from Poland. We have seen a little change last year, that we have the exhibitors from Turkey, from Switzerland, from France, so it's a little bit changing. But here, once again, there are Polish. So as you can see, this is like the full diversity of totally different target groups. And what I said in the first session, we tried to find one ring here, to rule them all, how to communicate to these people, how to keep them interested in this project and treat them equally. Well, we didn't. And that was kind of mistake I want to show you. So first, I want to also mention that there is like a free parts. There is a rover competition, there is a conference about space, and there is, of course, this exhibition area. And first, we started from using the most popular 2014, the most popular then social media tool, as it was Facebook. So we decided, okay, everyone is on Facebook. We can start with one tool to communicate. Remember, we have people, English-speaking people, Polish-speaking people. So let's do it like Polish and English mixed. And first, we started to communicate with all target groups in one place. So actually, there was both, teams. There was both, publicity. So we had to kind of mix messages. So some say about, what are the terms of participating in ERC. Also in the same place, we just communicated how to be exhibitor, etc. So actually, it was total mix of messages, total mix of stories. And if you were a stable observer of our account, it was a total mess. And we know about that. Also, we made a huge mistake over there. And if you are running any event, and nowadays you have to remember one thing. So this is the lessons learned. We know that we treated, that the communication that it's coming, it's finally there. Then it's summarizing, then we are going to rest. So as you can see on the right, I showed you just, some kind of schedules of posts, of publishing. So actually, a month after ERC, it was almost dead. No, nothing was happening in over there. We're just waiting for another year to start. And actually, it was very, very wrong. And we didn't know about them, about it, how to solve this problem. Because, of course, the funds behind, they just stopped after the one event. We have to gather more funds to run another one. So that was this, a break in the communication. It was the reason, actually. So what happened after we done it and repeated like year by year to do like this? Well, the shadow ban. So here it is. We got a shadow ban, and we didn't know about that. So this is actually, you have a definition over here. We didn't receive, first of all, you don't receive any official notification of this. You just don't know. That's why it's called shadow ban. And actually, we are kind of muted or even blocked. So we try to post, to comment. We try to tell the stories, who will be there, but no one was listening. Almost no one was, seeing this. We were, trying to find out why we cannot sell our stories. Why cannot we engage people in what we are trying to prove, to fix, to explain? Because then we started to, for example, explain why we are doing this event, what's the story behind these rovers, what's their mission, why they are doing these tasks that are before them. And, this communication went nowhere. And this is what we find out after, 2 years of working on this and finding what is shadow ban actually. So this was very new for me because I didn't know about this term. We find out in 2016 about that actually. So then we started to change. And this is actually very new, very fresh one. So as you can see that we started to, first of all, do the things. We decided to abandon totally Polish language from the communication on Facebook. We stuck with Facebook, but we decided that we cannot, in case of this project, we cannot satisfy everyone. It was a hard decision. We wanted to talk to everyone, but this is impossible. Sometimes you cannot. Sometimes you will work so hard to get to everyone, and you will get to actually the little percent of each target group. So we decided, it was a very hard decision, but we decided, okay, guys, we have to stop communicating in Polish language. Let's start in English, because if someone knows English, then he's our target right now, because it's international project. And of course, I'm speaking only about social media, because generally regarding the media itself, we are communicating in Polish language, and we are using totally different approach, I will say about later. But with this one channel, the main channel we used then, we decided first to stop using the mother tongue of the country where it's organized. And we decided to do it very often, very regularly. And this brought us actually to very good, statistics, and shadow ban is gone. That's at least what we think, because it's we are not notified that it's gone, but we can see that something is actually moved on. How we dealt with the group, the Polish speaking people that we lost in the quotation. So actually we decided to join with forces with other co-organizers, the local communities, the local governments that are helping us to organize this event. And they are running events pages for this, using this function on Facebook, totally in Polish. So actually we splitted communication, and we delegate communication in Polish to our Polish partners, so we can focus on the one language. This was one choice. Okay, but there is still a problem, right? So we already have solved the problem about language, about shadow ban, but we still have a problem, because one problem is that we still have a total different target groups. One very sophisticated in technical meanings and technical language, and they don't want to hear a story about how beautiful space it is. They want to have more knowledge about how to build robots, how to solve some problems with communication device inside the rover. We cannot do it over here, but we have to somehow still communicate to them. So what we did, we choose another tool for communication, and we brought this is Mattermost. This is it's some kind called clone of Slack. So the same functionality, and we moved the first target group. You remember I showed you the teams from worldwide over there. So as you can see, the communication is very sophisticated here. Imagine this kind of question being run on Facebook on the main channel, and someone that doesn't understand what is IEEE, what's going on here, will see these answers. So actually we moved this communication more sophisticated to very close tool, which is Mattermost. Over there are our judges, there are our team is over there, and we started to communicate with them over there, leaving Facebook for the general communication about event, about what is happening with event, about side projects, about speakers, about and some side stories that we can actually make the ERC to be some kind of connected with. Of course, when you have curiosity, when you have perseverance, landing, etc., this is where we came in with our stories at ERC, and we are also sharing these stories on Facebook. Over here, we started to manage this very sophisticated target group. Of course, among this target group, there were also problems between the teams themselves, because some of them, of course, there is a mother language. English is a mother language. Some of them are, especially from the Western countries, they know English language very well, but there were teams that were the knowledge on the English language was a little bit, lower than you can see here. So there was one channel, there is still one channel over here that these people can ask questions, and then we are trying to find out if they make mistake on something, to really explain to them solely over there for these people, just to be on the same page with everyone. So we are doing this over there. I really hope to somehow have in the nearest future on the live translator actually over there, so you can even run the question in your mother language and we can understand. This will be amazing tool to use. So this is how we solved actually this thing. And there was another problem. A problem behind problems here. First of all, we noted that not everyone is here. not everyone from the team is here. We thought that everyone just went here and, you know, just communicating with us here. No. There was also emails coming from some of the teams, and we just think, why? We created an amazing tool to run, amazing tool to find out everything you need, Q&As, look, everything is here. Why they didn't use it? How to, I don't want to use force them, but how to convince them to go here. And and also that the problem was that they didn't use as well the social media. So what we did, we started to use, remember, communication is a two-way thing. So we started to use this tool as a questionnaire. After each ERC event, we decided to ask them whole questions about communication, what they need actually, what is the main problem, what is actually needed by them, how to change the things. And this is when the feedback is starting to come. Oh my God, it was amazing, because we find out not only the problems with the tools are not right for some of them, but also we found out, and I have to say this, sorry, but well, that's what we learned, that some of us are expressing things in very bad manners sometimes. Yes, we found out that there was also personal problems inside our team when we're receiving emails or communicating with the teams on site. So this was also a very amazing lesson to learn, how to actually approach people from different cultures with different answers. And this was very, very important. The next thing also we tried to do is, it was to involve the teams in our communication, to give them the power and actually to ignite the passion for also bringing their communication about the event in their own languages worldwide. And there was another problem, because we couldn't control it. I don't know Turkish language or Korean, or I cannot see actually. We also started to receive some kind of, questions from people that were reading these materials of teams sharing. If really this is about what ERC is about. So we decided, look, I don't know what it, okay, you have a translation, but a few years ago it was not so correct. Right now it's good. So we created this database, this, guidebooks, how to communicate, how to actually tell stories about ERC. And it was both for speakers, for competitors, for exhibitors. You can use it, you can use GIFs, even memes if you want. So we try to channel this communication for everyone, and also while listening, what kind of ideas were coming from the teams and how it's successful on their side, so we can change also internally. Then we also started to use Twitter and LinkedIn, because, okay, Facebook is done, the matter most, we have everything for teams, but something is lacking. We have forgot about speakers. Where to find speakers? On LinkedIn and on Twitter, mostly. Right? This is where the high level actually targets are there. So we started to do this. Last year, Remco joined us. Thank you once again, Remco. So it was amazing to have you on board and to have you still on board. And then we fire up Twitter. Then, of course, we found out that there are many people, remember this, there is a massive amount of social media messages attacking from everywhere. So people are switching off right now. How to reach them? Well, the old school newsletter is coming back. Really, it's a good tool right now. But if you do it wisely, so we created a quarter newsletter with all the stories, with all the explanation that you can also create it. You can book also the AMA session, etc., etc. So newsletter started also to work. Then you can see that we saw also one thing, because it's an 8th edition right now. After 8 years, you graduate. So actually the new generation is coming. And the new generation is not only on Facebook. They are most right now on Instagram. And in Instagram, once again, you can reach many audiences, because the spoken language, the written language, is not very important over there, by mostly visual. So then we once again hit the main target group over there, not only the teams. Then we ignited the passion for the teams to organize the webinars of themselves and being the guest speakers, so they can see how it works, to spread the message, so they can be our ambassadors. It's very important. And they are doing this in their own countries right now. And I have to, okay, I will quickly up YouTube. YouTube is also a very amazing tool because, you know, video is right now everything, but be aware. YouTube, if you want to run YouTube, there are two ways. We found we choose the first way, to treat YouTube as only a repository of our materials. Because if you want to run a YouTube channel, you have to do it very regular. You have to produce. It's very expensive sometimes. But we started to treat it as only repository. And there was another lesson, because the first we shared the sports or, you know, the things put here to mostly media, social media. So first we got likes from Polish people in the first place. So there was a shadow ban from the YouTube, because algorithms show, okay, we will show this only to Polish people. That's it, right? And there was another problem, and this is something you have to resolve, and you have to resolve when you are running this kind of stuff, that when the teams were starting to make the promo materials, there is a different approach to copyrights worldwide. Remember it. So sometimes some of the teams use the music, not always, you know, having rights to this. We put it over there. It was an amazing spot. And then we receive a lot of messages from YouTube that they will shut down our channel. Right now, we did something else. We have this streaming I told you about. So we are just cutting materials, and we are doing this regular way. And last but not least, we also went, you know, to think what's next, because our audience is changing. So we are thinking about TikTok right now. But really, this is a very hard way right now, because running so much channels, it gives you a headache, because now we have to go to the channel that is quite new for us, and it's have their own rules. You have to be very fun over there. And this is a challenge for us right now, how to communicate the serious stuff in a very funny way, in the short forms, and to adapt to the way that people consume stories on TikTok. So and to still have the followers over there. So actually, this is the main challenge we try to solve. So as you can see, I hope the archive fit in the time. So as you can see, the problem is that we didn't find the answer here, how to communicate in one place. I love to be in one place, always so many apps. I don't like it. But if you are deciding to communicate to wide public, you have to first divide them to subgroups and to really know their first the attitude to the tools you are trying to use, social media or other stuff. Then if it's not banned, because in some part of the world we are using totally different tools, the next thing is the language. It has to be, you know, based, because at first we started to ask why teams, why you are not on Facebook, where it's so simple language, we don't need it. We need really answers about this, you know, one module that we have to use, and this is what we need, not like some stories about math. Okay, it was surprising. So this is the lessons we learned right now. I cannot say, I know it sounds very weird, 20 years professional in communication, but still, after 7 editions of this project, I still cannot find the right answers, how to connect everything in one place, how to make it, you know, in one tool or something, or how to run it to target every target group. What I can say is that you have to choose. Instead of running, you know, 3 or 5 or even 6 or more tools, maybe focus on just 3. You will do it less, but you will do it much more professional.
Wow. Well, thank you very much, Lukasz. That was a great example of, well, how all these different communication tools help us, but they can also hinder us, at least from an organization point of view, having to make choices and really be conscious as to where your audiences are, and making sure that the more tools you have, the bigger your team needs to be, really. And that maybe the tools come for free, but the work that goes into the tools definitely does not come for free. So really important lessons here. So thank you very much for sharing that with us, Lukasz. I think we're going to stop the recording now and go back to the main room where we will continue in just under 1 minute. So I say we can go back to the main room now. Thank you very much for this, Lukasz.
Thank you.